More than 100 years ago, Harriet Tubman was quoted as saying that if I could have convinced more slaves that they truly were slaves, I could have freed thousands more. 100 years from now, your descendants will look upon you with the same disdain, questioning, how could you have let this happen?
What do black men think? What do black men think?
Are there more black men in jail or in college?
That's a good question.
Jail. More black men in jail.
In jail.
I would say jail.
In jail.
Black men over the age of 18 are enrolling in college at a higher rate than those that are incarcerated. Despite what some people would have you believe, they are actually enrolling in college. They are actually graduating high schools. They're actually penetrating corporations. They're actually starting their own business. These are things that you do not hear.
How did this myth get started? Where did this all come from?
How do we finally get to this statement right here? Our own NAACP. If you say there's more black men in jail than there are in college, feeding frenzy.
They'll tell you we got to focus on racism, a biased criminal justice system. That'll fix itself when we fix ourselves first. Who should be the civil rights leader right now? It's a dead issue. The leader in the black community is that man with his children and his wife inside the house. Blacks today are the most disjoined group in the country. The single greatest devastation that has ever been committed to a generation of blacks, the out-of-wedlock birth rate.
There was a higher rate of marriage during slavery than there is in the black community today.
70% of black children are born out of wedlock.
A young adolescent male without a father, that's about as dangerous a human being as you can find.
If you want to restore the community, you restore the family. If you want to restore the family, you restore that man. Put him back in the house.
Once we acknowledge that those issues begin with us, then we can also begin to acknowledge that they can end with us.
Are you going to wait for the world to be pure of racism before you take charge of your life and make something of it? You'll be a loser forever.
Anything is really possible. You got Oprah Winfrey, you got Bill Cosby, you got Barack Obama, you've got Colin Powell, you got Condoleezza Rice, you got Clarence Thomas. We are in places just 40 years ago unimaginable. There's a newness, a renewing of the spirit inside the community that is really, really happening right now. All the indicators are there if they just reconnect, man and woman, with their families and raising their kids. It's going to be a beautiful thing to see.
Go find each other.